One thing you mostly have to worry about if you go to the beach in Australia is the jellyfish.
I was going to say the second thing that fucking terrifies me.
We have a ton of those in the
jellyfish.
UK.
Not toxic jellyfish, though.
Oh, but the ones that are like extremely painful.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because like you're probably thinking of box jellyfish, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Like I've never seen that in the waters. I've never heard of anyone getting stung by that. But like that's the one that can kill you.
Yeah.
And like people have.
Yeah, where it puts you in so much pain that you drown because you have zero control over your body.
Yeah, it basically paralyzes you immediately.
Yeah. Have people like survived?
People have survived, yeah, but I mean, like it's a very uncommon way. It's a very rare way for anyone to like die. I think only like maybe like 2 or 3 people die a year from it or something. So it's like it's very, very rare, considering the amount of people who go into the ocean in Australia. Yeah. Like you got to be really unlucky.
Jellyfish just scare me.
Yeah, but I mean, like I've been stung by the other kind of jellyfish that's way more common is they're called blue bottle jellyfish, and they're not toxic or anything. Like they won't kill you, but it hurts a lot when you get stung by them.
Yeah, my friend got stung by one when we were swimming in like some shitty ocean in the UK.
And the trick in Australia is if you have a mate who's been stung by a blue bottle, you pee on it.
Pee on them.
I think this is one of those rumors, though, isn't it? This is just by JoJo fans.
You're right.
I don't think it actually helps.
I think the actual way to do it is like you got to like pour vinegar or something on it.
But maybe,
or some kind of
having your mate piss on you feels relieving.
It's some kind of like alkaline that you actually have to put it on.
It does, like when you say it out loud, it does feel like a scene from JoJo, doesn't it? You've been stung by a stand. The only thing,
Joy, get there.
Go to the experience.
Technical treatment is hot water, apparently.
Well, that makes sense. Pee is just hot water from the body.
Yeah. Scald my leg. Pour boiling
That's 36 degrees right there, dog. Like that's warm as fuck.
This is why this isn't a problem in the UK. Everyone's always got a hot thermos ready for the tea. They're ready to just like
get the tea thermos.
Put it on. Piss could make it worse, actually.
Oh, really?
Depending on how acidic.
Well, sorry for peeing on your leg that one time.
Well, I remember we were swimming and a bunch of the jellyfishes washed up.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's normal.
I've seen that in the UK as well. And
that happens.
Bunch of them washed up, and this little 10-year-old didn't know what they were. I think I was 12,
just
and
like
he was
dived
10.
into it.
Yeah, just like picked one up, and then
yikes!
Ah!
Well, you can pick them up by the head.
Yeah,
no, he picked it up by the
tentacles.
By the
Well,
tentacles.
yeah, that's probably not
immediately started crying and screaming, and
shit, yeah.
Fuck. There was I remember there was loads of them, and I remember I got really freaked out because I was like, "What the fuck is that?
Yeah,
this is not how they were in Finding Nemo." That's what I remember. I don't think there was any jellyfish in Finding Nemo.
Yeah,
what a weird fish.
Yeah,
what
there
fucking
was. Yeah, there was.
it?
Yeah, there's jellyfish in Finding Nemo.
What a weird fish. Fish freak me out so much more than like animals do. Like
what? Fish not animals?
No, fish are fish, right? Animals are animals.
Jellyfish isn't an animal. I know it's an animal, but fuck off.
Like what? Like what the fuck is going on with fish?
I mean, it doesn't have a brain. It doesn't have a heart.
Jellyfish is just God's spunk. Yeah. Like that's just what they are. Like
it fights back.
I mean, like that's the closest way I could.
The ocean sperm cell.
It is the ocean sperm cell.
Like you look at that Mr. Incredible meme where he's like smiling and gradually getting like more sad.
Yeah,
it's like you look at dogs, you're like yes, and then you get down to like horses, you're like yes.
Yeah.
Then you get to something like rats, you're like okay.
Yeah.
And then you start getting to these weird fish.
Yeah.
And then you're like what the
like
fuck?
The deep sea fish.
Yeah. And then you start getting like to the real fucking weird fish, the ones that like all like no eyes and just all teeth. And you're like like what the fuck is happening down there?
It's like some
what's going on?
It's like berserk creatures.
It is like legit. Like the fit. Like what's going on with fish shit? Like that.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Like what? Who's
what is an episode of Seinfeld?
Who's in charge?
What is up with fish?
Who's in charge of the evolution down there? It's like out of control.
Like, you guys heard about the immortal jellyfish?
No.
But I'm listening.
So there is a species of jellyfish that scientists believe are like immortal. Like they cannot be killed by like time, by old age. So obviously they can still be killed by external forces, be eaten or whatever. But
experience.
But it's believed by scientists that they are, in a sense, immortal. Okay. And that scares the shit out of me.
That's just
because nothing should be immortal. Nothing alive should be immortal.
That's just the survivor stand from past seasons.
Well, they just have like no age.
Yeah, that is literally just a stand, right?
Can't die.
Well, apparently they reckon that aging is like a process, like it's cells and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's on purpose.
Yeah, so. I'm not bullshitting, right? Actually, that there is something called the immortal jellyfish.
Yeah, apparently it just regresses into like a polyp form and then it comes back again.
Oh, yeah. So it's literally just like a single cell like organism kind of deal where it's like it's just forever, recreating itself basically.
Yeah.
Right?
So a car accident, you just turn back into a baby and grew back old again.
That's some Benjamin Button shit, dude.
That's basically how they stay.
That is actually just a fucking superpower.
That's fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
But could you imagine though if like humans were able to somehow like study that shit enough, right? And be like,
we're trying, I think.
And you know, being like, all right, this might actually be like the key to immortality, right?
But what's the point of being immortal if you get to 60 and you're useless at 60 and you're like, what are you going to do for another 100 years?
Well, that's why they can regress in age as well, because they're just like...
So they probably get to like a point where they're like, fuck, I can't do sports anymore. Time to go back.
Like, let's just say we can like keep you alive, right, till 200. But like after 50, you start you start degrading, and then 70, you're kind of useless. Right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying all people are useless, by the way, but like you personally can't do what you want.
Right.
What is the point of you being like, another 130 years, another 100 years? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, just like catch up with like the rest of Game of Thrones?
Yeah,
that's why I remember fucking like in Futurama episodes.
Yeah.
You know when they have all those like old celebrities from centuries ago just as heads. In
Yeah.
And I remember one of my friends was like, "Oh man, wouldn't it be cool if we like humanity got to that kind of point in technology?" I'm like, "No, what do you want? That would be horrible. You just be sitting on a shelf for the rest of time.
Rest of time
doing what?
Just doing what? How do you like? How do you
have fun?
Yeah, how do you
just
have
a
fun?
head.
Yeah, you're just a head in a fucking jar.
I guess I don't know, perfect beatboxing or something like. That's all you can do as a head.
Just learn to do that trick, right, with the cherry stem where you can tie it up. What else are you gonna do? Wow.
Just perfecto Jojo Rero, right? Like,
learn languages, I guess,
for the rest of time.
Learn every language in the world.
Yeah, probably.
Or just watch.
Actually, now I think about it, there is a few things you can do.
Or just watch Pokemon in your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
The ultimate life hack.
Oh, what are you doing? I'm just watching the 6,000th rerun of Pokemon in my head.
I guess it's like a really philosophical question of, if you could be immortal, would you want to be immortal? And I'm just like, I wouldn't want to be immortal. Maybe I wouldn't want to die at like say 80 or 90 or whatever. But like, there's a point where I would like my body to keep up with what I want to do. Right?
Okay, well then different question. How old, if you could choose, how old would you want to be when you die?
It depends on how functional I am.
Yeah.
Right.
Because like I've met 90-year-olds who are like still in like fucking tip top shape.
Yeah.
And I've also met like 60-year-olds who have trouble doing things that I would want to do as well.
50s, man.
Yeah.
It depends on how unlucky you get. Really.
Yeah.
Some of my friends, some of their dads like 55 already getting like dementia and stuff. It's scary shit.
Yeah,
I would hate to get that, especially if like my kids are young. Like I don't want them to feel like they got to help me out.
Yeah,
like, I think the coolest answer was like my granddad. Apparently, like in his 20s, he was like from his 20s, he was like, I'm gonna die at age 80. Just no cap, I'm gonna die at age 80.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I was like, why would you say that from a young age? And he's like, because it gives me a time limit to do all the things I want to do before I die. Right. And so it's like self-motivating. Yeah. And this is how much of a Chad my granddad was. He died exactly at age 80. And he was literally like, I'm good, man. I'm good to go.
Am I allowed to ask how he died?
Oh, he died from lung cancer. But
I was gonna say, I'm like, did this man how did it go down?
I mean, the thing is though, I think
it sounds like he did everything he wanted to do.
Yeah, he was literally like on his 80th birthday, he was like, I can go now with like no regrets.
You're just waiting for the clock to turn.
Yeah, it's like ready to pull the plug, like But like I thought that was so fucking cool, right? Because like there's that like very common philosophy of like, if you became immortal, you would do nothing. Because you'd have no like rush.
You'd have no drive
you'd have no drive to do the things you want to do, right? Because you can do it whenever you want. So I mean that's my reasoning for why I wouldn't want to be immortal. Also, like I don't know, I don't want to see everyone around me die. That should be so fucking sad.
I mean, like, if you live in a society where everyone can choose how, when they die.
So if we were living in an immortal society, is that what you're saying?
Society.
If we lived in a society.
then I think we'd just, like, regress to the fucking Stone Age at that point. Because, like, no one would want to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, for me, like, personally, I find, like, the most badass people are the people who, like, live till, like, their late ages, and they seem fit, they seem able, and then one day they just decide to, like, their body just decides, all right, peace out.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way I would want to go. You know, I don't want like the
I
10.
think everyone wants to go like that, right?
Yeah.
But like, life is brutal.
It is. It is.
I think it's like the Tezuka Osamu, the guy who basically popularized manga. He died while drawing manga in the hospital bed. And I'm like, that's so fucking badass. The fact that like this man literally, till the moment he died, was doing what he wanted to do.
Yeah, Gon's going to be doing that final 10 pull.
I just need one more round.
He gets 10 SSRs and he's like,
Connor's going to be on like Jump King 20 on the final jump.
it gets to the top. Credits.
No, but yeah, because like my grandma right now is still alive, and like she's in like her late 90s right now. And I remember when I introduced her to Sydney for the first time. And I remember I was telling Sydney, oh, you know, she's in her 90s, you know.
I think you've definitely told this story.
Have I told this story?
Trash Taste? I think you have.
Okay.
Maybe.
I don't
have
know.
I
don't know.
Really?
Just
Unfortunately,
do a Cliff Notes.
Okay, so yeah, my grandma like took Sydney's hand and squeezed it. She squeezed it so hard that Sydney was like writhing in pain for like a good hour because of how hard she squeezed it.
Jesus.
And yeah, that was a Cliff Notes for the story, because I think maybe I have told this on Trash Taste.
So basically, your grandma was a Giga Chat.
Yeah.
Have you not heard this story?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so.
Familiar.
I can't see. Sometimes you can't tell if I've told you this at a bar or something, or if I've told it on the podcast.
Unfortunately, we talk.
A lot.
Unfortunately, we do talk a lot.
I remember I saw a recent comment on one of the Trash Taste episodes being like, it's so impressive how the boys still manage to find topics that they've never talked about.
I don't even know.
I'm like, I don't even know.
I just talk, and like sometimes we get called out for it, sometimes we don't. I don't know. You know?
It's whatever.
Yeah.
We definitely been spoken about fucked up fish in the ocean. I know that.
Have we?
No, we haven't.
We haven't, no.
We haven't. There's so many fucked up little fish.